How's it going? My name is Brandon Drake, and today I'm going to talk about the week number 3 or phase 3 for your Vitality Cleanse program. Essentially, I'm just going to give you a rundown on what to expect for week 3 so you know what to do, so you stay on track accordingly. And I'm going to get started. So let's get going. So, again, my name is Brandon Drake, functional nutrition coach and therapeutic chef. And for week number 3, basically, how has your past week been? Hopefully, your sleep has improved. If you've been following the directions for the first 2 weeks, which is week 1, week 2, or phase 1, phase 2, your sleep should have improved, and hopefully, you are able to actually do at least one or both of the renewal activities to see which one is best for you. Again, that's the toxic elimination bath or the foot bath, and not everybody does have a bathtub or use their bathtub, so a foot bath is a good substitute. And how are your existing recipes? Hopefully, the existing recipes in the recipe guide are helpful for you. But if you're a person that likes experimenting, don't mind if you go off-roading as long as you follow the guidelines within the cleanse, then you should be fine. And there's a lot of leadway to create things that are actually really tasty, whether you use the existing recipes or you go off-roading and freestyle your own recipes and the food preparation process. Hopefully, it's been easy. My goal for creating those recipe guides, uh, I basically work with another whole food chef to make sure that it satisfied 3 requirements: that they were tasty, and not only that they're tasty, but they're convenient, easy to make, and easy to prepare, and also too nutrient sufficient or nutrient dense. And hopefully the routine has been become a routine. Hopefully it's actually going well for you and you understand what you need to do. It's easily explained within the documents. If not, you could ask me at the end of my presentation, or you could ask me at the in the Facebook private group if you want to ask privately. And if you had withdrawal symptoms, they should be subsiding because you're adapting a new lifestyle. You're basically taking out a lot of the inflammatory food sensitivities and implementing more of a conducive lifestyle that's geared towards increasing optimal health. And so your withdrawal symptoms as of now and at the end of week 2 or starting week 3 should be subsiding and become less. If you were having withdrawal symptoms, that's actually a good sign. That means that you're taking out a lot of the toxins or removing a lot of the toxins that you're putting in your body, or they're excreting. And as they're excreting and leaving your body, what they're doing, and they're going to manifest into these unwanted symptoms, which is a sign that you are detoxifying, which is definitely a great thing. And also, too, hopefully, you guys are doing some movement throughout the day, as simple as walking. You don't have to do anything crazy or insane or anything that to really stretch your body and mind. As long as you're doing something as minimal as just walking, you should be fine. So, like I said before, you should, at the end of phase 2 or you're starting phase 3, you should actually be experiencing a lot more energy and feeling just a lot lighter in general. So many of your symptoms, like I said before, they should be start to be dissipating or disappearing and happen a lot less often. This is really a good time for you to really just look back at your journal, if you were working on your journal and doing your daily journal, and just look at some of the answers that you provided when you first started the program to see what has already started to change for you in a positive way. This is really going to be really important to be aware as you move into phase 3, and or also known as week number 3. So phase 3 is actually just really about is basically where you'll start adding foods back that you were giving up in the beginning. So, but you're going to do it one at a time and testing them to see how you're responding to them. So it's really a systematic way, which I'm going to explain shortly, on how to actually reintroduce these food groups. Now, if you remember before you started this program or while you were in phase 1 or week 1, you may have had some symptoms that were similar to maybe like headaches or colds or body aches or mood swings. Possibly you might have pain in your joints or muscles, maybe sinus pressure or dry skin, bad breath, and just any number of things, especially in week one when you're first started to implement a new lifestyle, because your body is really getting used to it, and your body is getting used to not consuming these inflammatory foods that are actually affecting your overall health. And so, because you're getting rid of these foods, your body is reacting like a stubborn little 2-year old and will do anything in its power to make sure that you give in. So, that's basically what's happening, if I were to explain it very simply. So that's actually a good thing. That means that you're detoxifying, you're getting rid of those common inflammatory foods. And as you remove those foods from your diet in phase one, you, like I said, you might have experienced that withdrawal where those symptoms become a lot stronger. But then they eventually went away, which is a good thing because now your body is resetting itself and getting used to this new lifestyle that you're implementing. So I want you to remember that those symptoms, because as you start adding foods back in that you were giving up in the beginning, I want you to notice if any symptoms are coming back. Even also too, I want you to be aware of possibly even new ones that might be showing up. So the whole goal is in this process of reintroducing these food groups back into your lifestyle, back into your diet, is to just be really mindful of what you're putting in your body and just keep track of how you're feeling, because this is really what you want to take note of, because this is really the part of the program, which is week three, in which you'll be able to really customize and personalize your own lifestyle, because everybody is different. So this is the part where you're really on a journey to really truly learn about yourself and what is best for you and only you. This is what creating a personalized lifestyle is really all about. So I'm going to go through the foods you'll be adding back in one at a time with a suggested order. There, as seen above. So there may be some items you choose to keep out and not bring back, like caffeine or alcohol or sugar, and that's really up to you to make a decision on how you want to deal with that. Things like that you're gonna bring back are meat, which is chicken, beef, fish, and turkey, gluten, caffeine, fermented foods, including vinegar, except raw apple cider vinegar, dried fruits. So these are just examples of things you're going to be adding back into your diet, but at one at a time. So, and I'll explain on the next page the process of how you're going to go about doing that. This is really the most important part of my presentation. If you haven't listened to anything, please listen to this part. So, before we move on, okay, let's make sure we're on the right page. Yes. Okay, so the very first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna add meat back in for the first 4 days. Okay, so for the first 4 days, all you're doing is adding meat back in, whether it's chicken, fish, or beef, whatever meats you want. So after that, after those 4 days are up, now you're gonna start. This is the fun part where you're gonna start adding food groups at a time. So after the fourth day, which is going to be the fifth day, you're going to add in one food at a time, and you're going to do this for 3 days. So that one food for 3 days is going to be, you're going to be eating that for those 3 days. So look, you're going to actually notice if you have any symptoms popping up. You really want to pay attention. Now, if you notice any symptoms pop up within those 3 days of adding that new food group, you want to actually remove the food, and then you're going to wait 3 days before adding in something new. However, if you eat that specific food for 3 days and you do not notice any symptoms pop up after 3 days, then go ahead and go on to the next food on the fourth day. So just so you know, so for example, this is just a quick example. Say you bring back eggs, okay? So eggs you're going to eat for those 3 days. And during those 3 days, you're gonna really pay attention to see how your body is feeling. Are you manifesting any kind of unwanted symptoms or whatnot? And you want to really keep track of that. Now, if you don't find any symptoms after 3 days, then you're gonna move on to a new food group, and that previous food, which was the eggs, you're gonna lay off that right now, and then you just add in that one food group. So you're only focusing on one food group at a time. However, if you have any negative symptoms to eggs, Then you're going to wait after those 3 days. Then you're going to wait 3 days so that you get better, and then you're going to bring in a new food group. So I just want to make sure you truly do understand the exact process. So since we have to remove a number of foods, it will actually take some time to add them all back in. But really do yourself a favor and really take this time to actually add food groups in one at a time and to really pay attention. You are actually worth it, and it'll be worth it because you will know what foods are right and wrong for you. And knowing that information about your body, it will allow you to thrive long term. If you skip this process and take the Cliff Notes version and rush through it, you will never learn about what foods are best for you in order to sustain that long-term health that you so desire. So things to look out for as you add foods back in. So some people, these are just some of the things to look out for. Some people experience headaches, sore throat, or something changes like you get sinus pressure or dry skin. You might feel moody, gassy, have dry eyes. Your sleep changes. You might feel exhausted when you wake up in the morning. You might have some weight gain. Really pay attention to symptoms because they're showing you if you have a strong reaction or slight reaction to certain foods, such as, and this is referred to as a food sensitivity. So the key is to be really mindful and pay attention to how that food is affecting you. And from there, you can determine how much of that food your body can tolerate and whether you really want to put it back into your diet. So it's a decision up to you. Some people could tolerate these symptoms that manifest based on the food that they're eating, and some people don't even want to deal with it. That they say to themselves, you know what, it feels better to just feel better because I'm not eating these foods that are causing this issue. So it's really up to you. But one thing that you should have learned from this program is that food really does affect how you feel physically, mentally, and spiritually. And one of the reasons why my private coaching clients, they really like my Vitality Cleanse program is that they get 21 days of support and guidance from me so that they learn how they could actually grow and thrive beyond the 21 days. Things like they get gained energy, disappearance of unwanted nagging symptoms, and learning how to really healthfully and gradually lose weight properly. Because losing weight fast using calorie cutting methods actually negatively impacts your hormones. Specifically, one of the important hormones is ghrelin and leptin, and this is just extra information for you to know. So when basically ghrelin, these levels really kick in when you try to restrict calorie intake, meaning there's a lot more ghrelin being produced. So your ghrelin production actually increases when you try to calorie cut because your body is actually trying to protect you from starvation. So basically, you're fighting a never-ending battle with your hormonal system, otherwise known as your endocrine system, and you're gonna always lose in the long run. That's why calorie cutting to lose weight never works. And also too, sleep deprivation also induces ghrelin production, and like I said before, when there's increase in ghrelin production, it sends a message to your brain that you're hungry, so you tend to overeat. So hence the reason why, that's another reason why you can gain weight. So make sure you get that sleep. And also too, chronic stress, if you're chronically stressed, it also induces leptin resistance, and leptin resistance is your satiation hormone, which basically is your hormone telling you, giving you the message that you're full. So you want to make sure that you manage your stress support appropriately. So this is just additional information. I know I kind of went off topic. This is actually really good information for you to take in and to apply to your life for the rest of your life for the most part. But like I said, to review, basically what you want to do, you want to add each of these food groups in one at a time. So for example, for meat, you're going to do the first 3 days or 4 days, up to you. You're going to add meat. And then eggs, you're going to add those next 3 days. You're going to eat eggs for the next 3 days, and you're going to pay attention to how you feel. Now, if you manifest any unwanted chronic symptoms during those 3 days when you're eating eggs, then you know you're sensitive to eggs, and it's strongly advised, you probably not eat eggs for the rest of your life. And it's up to you, depending on if you could tolerate these symptoms. So if you actually experience unwanted symptoms when you're eating eggs in the 3 days, then you're going to wait another 3 days before you bring back a new food group. And when you bring back that new food group, you're not going to eat eggs. You're just going to eat that new food group during those 3 days, and you're going to repeat the process. Now, when you say, for example, that new food group is nightshade, which is tomatoes, eggplant, white potatoes, and bell peppers, when you eat those foods, that food group, for those next 3 days, if you don't feel any unwanted chronic symptoms, then that's good. Then you move on to the new food group. You don't have to wait 3 days. You just move directly to the new food group. So this is basically the process. Yes, it takes a little bit longer to do, but it really is worth it. You're gonna really shortchange yourself in your health if you don't follow this process. And really, this is really the part where you're really getting to know yourself a lot better, because this is the part where like I said, you're going to be able to personalize your lifestyle that's conducive to your long-term health. You and only you, because you are unique. This is the part where you're actually customizing according to you, of your unique bio-individuality. Okay, so hopefully you understand that. If you didn't, please post to the private Facebook group. I'm always here to support you, but I wanted to explain it in great detail to make sure that you fully understand. But like I said, post to the Facebook group if you do have questions. So this is a typical day during phase 3. It's actually similar to week 1. So basically, when you wake up, you just take a few minutes to stretch and practice deep breathing to replenish yourself. It could be as little as 3 minutes. That's minimal for yourself. Basically, you gotta hydrate with purified water. And a good thing to do is to throw in a half a juice, half a lemon, the juice squeeze of lemon. And there's detox benefits for this. It basically helps you peel away the waste and toxins from your body. It cleanses the liver and improves digestion, and the vitamin C also boosts immunity within the lemon. So a good thing to do is to dry brush or to hot towel scrub. Basically what that does, it helps you to stimulate your lymphatic system, and the lymphatic fluid is basically allowed to flow to your lymph nodes in the body, so that the immune system can attack antigens, because basically the lymph nodes are like a security checkpoint. It contains like the TSA, otherwise known as the immune system, that it basically just makes sure that it attacks any of the antigens and foreign material that goes through your lymphatic system, because basically it flows through your lymphatic system and empties back in to your blood circulatory system. So you want to make sure that you stimulate your lymphatic fluid, so that all the antigens or all the foreign invaders are removed within the TSA checkpoint. So it's actually good to move, because it stimulates the lymphatic nodes, the lymphatic fluid, so that when it gets through the lymphatic fluid, it is cleaned out and empties back into your circulatory system very clean. And that's what you want. You want fluid that is free of antigens or free of foreign material. And also, too, upon rising, you could exercise in whatever way feels appropriate, whether it's just stretching, or just walking. And also, too, you want to take a probiotic and vitamin C, or ester C. And basically, the vitamin C strengthens immune system, and ester C is the same thing as vitamin C, except ester C is for those people who have a sensitive stomach. And so also, too, vitamin C helps to flush toxins and cleanse the liver. And for breakfast, you're going to, this is optional. You could have green tea or continue with your water and lemon. And if you do green tea, it does have a little bit of caffeine, so limit it to 2 cups per day. And also to a breakfast option of your choice, based on your freestyle, following the guidelines, or off-roading, however you want to call it. Or you could pick something from the recipe guide. And then mid-morning, obviously you got to continue to hydrate, whether it's with lemon water or just water itself. Take a standing break, stretch, or go for a walk. It's definitely a good thing to do, even if it's for 5 minutes. You just want to get up, move, and stimulate your lymphatic system, because your lymphatic system, the fluid never moves if you don't move. It's not like the heart, where the heart has it's not that like the blood circulatory system, where the heart is actually pumping, allowing the fluid to flow. The lymphatic system is not being pumped by anything, so basically it needs you to move around in some way, so that the lymphatic system will flow through your lymph nodes, and then your immune system could get rid and clean out the lymphatic fluid of all the antigens and foreign material, so that when it empties back into your blood circulatory system, it is clean of any kind of pathogens and viruses and bacteria. And also, too, an optional snack would be like a smoothie or a snack of your choice that's shown in the recipe guide. And that's totally up to you. Now, if you don't need to snack, don't snack. That's actually a good thing. That's actually a good sign if you're not hungry mid morning before your lunch, because it basically means that your metabolism has been improving. It basically means that you're eating nutrition, nutrient sufficient meals that allows you to not have to snack and wait until your next meal, which is lunch. So that's actually a good thing. That means that your metabolism is working properly. It's optimally functioning. It's burning all the nutrients and all the macronutrients such as the fat, the protein, the fiber, fat, protein, and the salt and the fiber and all the different nutrients, so that you are satiated and full and not hungry until lunch, which is a good thing. So for lunch, you're basically going to choose your lunch of choice based on the recipe guide, and optional is have the detox tea or continue with water. And in the afternoon, you're gonna obviously continue to hydrate yourself and a smoothie or snack of your choice. If you actually need one, then that's optional. And if you want, optional is a detox tea, or you can continue with water. And then before dinner, you're gonna continue to hydrate. It's like you're always gonna have water with you at all times because you want to stay hydrated. Because if you're not hydrated, you're not gonna have enough energy throughout the day. So you want stable energy throughout the day, and water is one of those components to help you have that stable energy, including eating highly sufficient or dense nutrient dense meals. And also for dinner, it's also your dinner option of choice. And then before bed, I highly advise, if you haven't done it, either do a toxin eliminator bath or a foot bath with Epsom salt and essential oil of your choice. And basically, doing a toxin eliminator bath or Epsom salt or a foot bath with Epsom salt actually helps the minerals basically in the Epsom salt helps dry out toxins or remove toxins, helps to soothe muscles, promote circulation, and it relaxes you, promoting a good night's sleep. And if you are still suffering from constipation, this is only if you're constipated, taking 2 tablespoons of ground flax or chia seeds in about a half to three-quarter cup of water is actually good to take in before you go to sleep. This is only if you're suffering from constipation, is when you would do this. And before you go to sleep, it's actually really good routine to give gratitude to what you are grateful for the day, or just in general for like 2 minutes. Helps relieve you, creates stress relief, and it just makes you more relaxed so that you get a better night's sleep. And also too, it's also a good thing to do. Hopefully you've been journaling. So journaling before going to sleep is actually a good thing, because it's actually good to journal because you get to see your progress from now to about 2 weeks ago, just so you could really see the progress you're making, and seeing that progress actually makes you feel really good about yourself, and is a good stress relief to know that you're actually progressing in your overall health and wellness. And look, you're achieving optimal health is not an overnight thing. The amount of years it took for a person to become unhealthy is going to take just as much effort, if not that many years, to actually get back to that optimal wellness. So just be patient, and let the process go, and let it flow, let it relax, and know that you're making day by day improvement, and you're continually being equipped with the right knowledge so that you could reach that optimal health in the long run. And that is really the goal of choice in this program, for the most part. I mean, not for the most part, but for all the parts. So preparation support. So really spend some time just getting organized and set yourself up to for success. Print out the meal plan and recipes and shopping lists for phase 3. This will be the same one you used during phase 1, so you probably already are familiar with some of the recipes, and you can make your own meal plan and shopping list and go shopping and get your kitchen stocked up with the foods you'll be eating. Or you could follow my meal plan, which is the one I've given you, to make it a lot easier and convenient for yourself. And make sure to remove any foods that you may have kept around that are tempting you, just to make it really easier on yourself to just be surrounded by healing foods, not inflammatory foods foods that are going to limit your progress. And also too, it's good to print out a daily protocol for phase 3 so that you could have it handy. And if you don't want to do that, it's electronic, it's a PDF, so you could actually just download it to your phone and look at it and refer to it if you want to save on paper, which I'm pretty much a person that doesn't really print anything. I have everything on my phone or on my computer, so everything's electronic, so it's up to you. I made that option available. And remember, I'm here to support you every day. You know, our private Facebook group is a place that you could reach out to me for support. And if you have any questions or you're struggling with something, please let me know in the private group, and I'll be there a few times a day checking it, either passing on tips and tricks or just answering questions. So let me know how it's going as you add foods back in. This is really also a place to celebrate how you're doing and how you're feeling with each other. So yeah, I'm very excited. This is going to be another amazing week, and you have all the guidelines, you have all the details, so you know exactly what you need to do. But if you don't know what to do, please at any point in time, please post to the private Facebook group because I'm here to support you. And again, make sure you really do take the time to add the food groups back one at a time so you could really pay attention to see how the food is actually making you feel so that you could determine for yourself whether that particular food group is going to be good for you or it's going to be inflammatory or bad for you. And that's really the main point I want to get across because it's week 3 that is the most important thing that you're going to be doing, and it extends beyond week 3. It's going to take more than 7 days, but all that effort is actually worth your time because you get to really get to know yourself, so you know exactly what is best for you, and this is a point in time where you're actually personalizing your lifestyle for yourself, and it's going to be very different from person to person. So this is the whole point of the whole vitality cleanse, is for me to teach you how to create a customized lifestyle that's conducive for long-term health. So like I said, if you have any questions, please post to the private Facebook group. And again, my name is Brandon Drake, functional nutrition coach and therapeutic chef at heartfulfoods.com, where food is medicine. You guys have a great day. Goodbye.